Hey, what's up guys? Sloth King here. Tonight, I'm going to be installing my new Driveshaft that I got in from Shaftmasters. I did have to get a brand new tube on it, so all I did was replace the slip yoke and then the pinion flange on the back. Well, no, I didn't replace it. I just transferred those from my automatic one-piece to now the R154. So I'm not too sure how much footage I'm able to get since it's nighttime and I'll be under the car, so it might be kind of difficult to film. Yeah, I just want to get a little bit filmed, show you guys what I'm doing. Tonight I might install my clutch fork that I got in, and maybe I'll throw on the slave cylinder that bolts up to the transmission. So let's go check out the drive shaft. All right, and here is the new tube. It really didn't get extended by much. It was just a couple inches. But the weird thing is, the reason why I had to get a new tube itself is because this one is discolored. They said that something leached into the aluminum and they couldn't weld on it. And there is a little bit of damage on it, as you can see right there. I mean, it's not too bad. I don't know what hit it underneath the car. My car was riding a little bit low, so it didn't make it go out of balance though, which is good. I was kind of thinking about just selling it and getting rid of it. So if you guys have a Mark III Supra that's automatic and you guys want to go a one-piece drive shaft, I'll probably sell mine, so it's not gonna be very expensive since you guys still need to get a slip yoke and then the pinion flange. Shaftmasters said that you can get them from them. You just have to call them. Yeah, if you guys want the automatic one, comment below. And if I still have it, like if you guys see this in the future, I'll update in the video or something, or I'll say it's sold or whatever. But yeah, they said that they couldn't extend it because there's something that leached into the aluminum. I don't know why. They said that they couldn't do it. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and install this bad boy. All right, so this is gonna be a little difficult to record. All right, so first thing I want to do, I'm gonna make sure I can get I want the drive shaft flange lined up first. All right, so that's how it's gonna sit on there. So I'm gonna take that down, keep it in the same spot, and then just slide in the transmission. All right, that's close. Now I can just spin this on the differential. You can only get 2 bolts on at a time, so get these 2 on, and then I gotta put the transmission in neutral so that way I can rotate this. All right, so in order to put the transmission in neutral, I have to put my shifter in there. I'd prefer to do it during the daytime. So let me see if I can find something else to do. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and install my clutch fork. This whole kit I found it off of eBay. On eBay, they throw in this boot. It's from another Toyota. I'm not sure if this actually goes with it, but I'm gonna see if it can go on. It does come from someone from Japan, so it doesn't feel cheap at all. It doesn't look cheap. It actually looks pretty good. If this thing like decides to just randomly break, I'll let you guys know. It seems pretty genuine to me. But anyway, whenever you do install the clutch fork, you're gonna see these nub here and right here, and then this little divot here. You're gonna put Molly grease on it, and I'm gonna throw some right here on this pin because this is where it rocks back and forth on, just to get rid of any friction. And then your hub assembly, if you can see it right there, you're also gonna put that Molly on there as well. Just put a thin coating around the whole hub assembly. So let's go ahead and install this stuff. So whenever you put this on, this little spring, it goes on top of it, and then you just put the bolts right through it. If you can do this with the transmission out, do it. Now what I might have to do is just install this first without the spring on it. Like put 1 bolt on it, get it secured, put the spring on this side, get that bolt secured, and swing it over. Okay, I got 1 on. Let me get the other bolt. Okay, you guys see what I'm trying to do here? I put 1 bolt in just to secure it, and then I put the other one in with the spring on. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take out this bolt, I'm going to swing the spring over, and then install it after. All right, you see how I did that? It's a pain in the butt, but it will work. Now I'm going to go ahead and tighten those down All right, I got everything all lubed. You don't need a whole lot. It's super easy to put in. So it's like this. Turn it around, face it this way, and just slide it onto that hook. And there you go. All right, installing the slave cylinder is pretty simple. I only have one bolt. It's my longer one that I had to use on that clutch fork support. So the package only came with 3, which kind of sucked, but anyway, one will hold it down for now. So we're just gonna slide this thing in. All right, I got it on. For right now, I just use a smaller bolt just to keep it on. Now, I might run my clutch line. All right, guys, I got my clutch line all ran, and now I'm just gonna bleed the clutch. It's just like bleeding the brakes. It's got a bleeder valve on it, and it just takes .3 or .4 fluid. So, let's start bleeding. All right, I got the clutch all bled. I got the clutch line on. Yeah, I got the transmission supports on. I do have to go get 2 more bolts for it because 2 of them that I got were the wrong thread pitch. But it's coming along. Tomorrow, I'm going to go ahead and throw the shifter in the transmission. That way I can throw it in neutral and I can tighten down that drive shaft. And as you can see, I got that clutch line ran. I got it over the steering column, up and out of the way. I got it zip tied in place. I'm gonna stop for the night. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up tomorrow. If you like the video, go ahead, leave a like, subscribe to see more videos like these. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.